LBCC, lead film coordinator for the Art Society of Long Beach, president of the Long Beach Film Festival, and former director of production for the Long Beach Film Foundation. His co-speaker is founder and director of the Conscious Community Project based in Long Beach. He's a longtime resident and neighborhood leadership program graduate who started 2 farmers markets in low-income areas of Long Beach. Please give a warm welcome for your 2 speakers, Damian Apunte and Jorge Rivera. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. So we're actually, we're going to start off with a little bit of a video here. Just one second. As you can see, Long Beach has so much to offer, yet there's such a disparity between neighborhoods. Quick question, so how many of you are actually from Long Beach? We got one, nice, cool. All right, so we just wanted to say that this disparity exists everywhere, of course. And for those of you who aren't from Long Beach, just listen along and keep your own city in mind. We promise that you can take principal elements from our project and apply it anywhere. So what is One Small Step? It's a solution-based grassroots project that's focused on generating community awareness through recognizing current issues and finding viable solutions for them. We look to empower each individual with the right tools and education so that they can be the change that they would like to see in their world. Here's the deal, we don't believe that we know all of Long Beach, its issues, or have all the answers, but what we truly want is to create a citywide conversation connecting the segregated neighborhoods so that we can really focus on practical solutions. Our goal is to establish a sustainable Long Beach in every aspect, financially, socially, and environmentally, and so on. So our vehicle, we're going to do a locally driven documentary following the journey of a Long Beach resident wanting to unite the whole city by running every street in Long Beach. Yeah, he's crazy, and so am I. My name is Damian Apunte, and I'm from the very progressive, sustainable city of Asheville, North Carolina, which was a huge inspiration for me to start this project. Once I moved to Long Beach, I said, hey, this place is pretty cool, but could be so much better. I'm a problem solver, always have been, even from birth. My sister kept begging my parents for a baby brother, and so they finally agreed on it, and little did they know I was already in the belly baking. Problem solved. So I've been making films for the past few years, and one day I was brought on to film a liquor store reform project for the city. Once this project was completed, the video was a vital element in helping pass liquor store regulations in hopes to clean up the 9th District and Long Beach. This experience really changed my life. But you know, I knew that there was still so much in Long Beach that needed practical solutions. As I was drafting up my solution-based project, Jorge Rivera was simultaneously devising his own citywide plan.
Hi, my name is Jorge Rivera, and I've lived in Long Beach for over 18 years. And I'm proud to say that I love all of Long Beach. In my own soul searching, I found that my happiness was embedded in helping others and the community. So I started to volunteer my time and energy toward this path. When I lived on the west side, I met many families and a lot of children that were so much more disadvantaged than I was. We're talking about 14, 15-year-old kids who have lived here all their lives and have never seen the beach before. And I thought to myself, that is really sad. And so I started to volunteer, and as I volunteered, I learned that there were so many other parts of Long Beach that were underserved, so many other areas that were suffering from such disparities and inequalities. Some of them actually earned the social stigma of being the bad or ghetto part of Long Beach. I started to realize that Long Beach was so segregated and so separated. And I thought to myself, what good is being the most diverse city in the country if that diversity leads to inequality? Late last year, I fell ill and I can barely walk. And it was during this time that the crazy thought entered my mind, I should run every street in Long Beach. But the thought never left, and it started to fester and it began to grow. It eventually evolved into a platform by means where I can actually enact positive social change and create a conscious awareness in my entire city. So I started to take the steps to make this happen, and that's when I met Damian. Damian and I, we came together, we shared our thoughts and ideas, and we quickly realized that we were each other's missing piece to our visions. The way Damian and I came together, connected, and formed a greater vision simply by sharing solution-based ideas, so too can the residents of Long Beach come together, get connected, build healthier communities, and a much greater city. When the thought of running every street in Long Beach entered my mind, I asked myself, why did this idea come to me, and why do I feel so compelled to see it through? There's no quick and simple answer to that because it's so much more complicated, and frankly, we don't have the time to actually go into it today. But we do hope to capture exactly what that is in our documentary. But what I can share with you is that I don't have a single doubt in my mind that this was not chance, that this was not coincidence. There's a much deeper meaning as to why this idea of running every street in Long Beach came to me. And the only way I'm going to find that out is by carrying this project and this idea through to its completion. You see, the last 10 years of my life, I've been guided by the principle that was put forth by Gandhi: be the change you want to see in the world. And what I've learned is that everything does happen for a reason, but that reason doesn't lie outside of us or external to ourselves. That reason is whatever we determine it to be based on our actions and our reactions to the thoughts and the situations that we find ourselves in. So the reason why this came to me and why I'm doing this not only lies in the personal development and balance that I needed to achieve in my life first, but it also lies in what I do with this idea and what I act upon when the idea comes to my mind. So I don't just feel compelled to make this happen. I feel it's my responsibility to.
So a documentary about one guy running a bunch of streets, sounds pretty boring to me. So, you know, when I was brought onto this project, I knew that we really had to spice things up. You know, I've always been struggling with the idea of shooting a documentary, just because I've been afraid of preaching to the choir. A lot of documentaries, unfortunately, do that. I just really wanted to reach the low-income single parent with 3 children, the struggling artist, just all walks of life. You know, I feel like a lot of documentaries are geared towards the affluent, well-educated, and informed. So, you know, I was a little hesitant, but then just watching current documentaries, one specifically, the Coney 2012 documentary flipped my perspective on documentaries. To date, it's been seen by over 100 million people, and plus actually, and it just made watching a documentary fun, entertaining, and inspiring. With seeing the model of many documentaries in the past, I knew that I didn't want to make a typical problem-based documentary that was just too broad and too global. I wanted to create something pragmatic with solutions that are possible for every person, focusing on the individual, their world, and their choices. The great thing about this documentary is that Jorge is not only the trusted face of the documentary, but he also symbolizes the potential that we each have to create change inside and out. Throughout the course of his run, we'll be interviewing over 1,000 residents, business owners, city officials, professors, students, and locals from all walks of life. Along with the run, we'll generate excitement through entertainment. You ask the average person if they want to be in a movie, most are super excited. So then the buzz begins. The film will be released all throughout Long Beach for free, in theaters, schools, gyms, outdoors, and so on. If we tell all the interview people that there's a possibility they'll be in a movie, the city of Long Beach will come out to see it. We aren't going through the typical film festival circuit or distribution as well. We're gonna make this movie by Long Beach and for Long Beach. So, you know, really once we get the buzz started, from there we hope to attract media, sponsors, and even celebrities to join Jorge on his run. And, you know, there's a possibility that we'll get, you know, Snoop, Cameron Diaz, even Tom Hanks himself. So then, you know, once we do that, we'll get all of Long Beach watching the documentary. Just all the excitement, the buzz behind it. Through interviewing all the residents, we'll start addressing current issues and spend the majority of the film finding plausible solutions and highlighting underutilized resources, such as many people, even right now, don't know that you can use food stamps at local farmers markets and purchase healthy food. There's also a free gym that exists right down the street that's underutilized as of right now. And several other resources that are readily available in the communities in need. This is where Long Beach becomes empowered. Start educating them on all the local resources that currently exist. Finally, before the documentary ends, we really want to engage the viewer. So what we're going to do after we screen the documentary, once it's completed, we'll bring up the lights and ask for the audience to stand up and meet their neighbors. How often do you ever meet the stranger sitting next to you in a theater? So now Long Beach will be engaged. Where other documentaries have failed by not keeping the audience engaged after the movie, we'll have various supplemental media, events, and resources upon the film's release so that we'll lend that helping hand to create change, not just dropping them off. This is just the first step towards the social movement. Many more will follow after the concerns of the people are heard. And we hope that this project will spread like wildfire, and this one small step that we're taking towards our own community and our own city will end up being one giant leap for many more.
So one of the products that will emerge from this project is going to be a website. In essence, it's going to be an information and resource hub. As we travel throughout the city of Long Beach, we're going to gather information, data, contacts, maps, calendar of events, and links to all kinds of resources. So it can be one centralized location where anybody can log on, find out what's going on in Long Beach, and get links to resources that they didn't even know existed. This is just going to be one thing that comes from the project that leads to positive social change. But the real change is going to happen once we start to listen to and address the issues and the possible solutions that we encounter here in the city of Long Beach. So a little bit about the run. I found out that the streets of Long Beach extend a little over 1,060 miles, so it'll take me about 9 to 11 months to actually complete. And I am only allowing myself to use public transportation or a bike to get to and from the starting and ending points throughout the entire city. The routes are going to be planned in such a way so that we start connecting the segregated parts of Long Beach. So for example, we'll start here in downtown and we'll run over into the north. Or we'll start on the west side and we'll run over into the east side. I had 3 hopes for this project. 1, I want to start a Forrest Gump type movement where we start attracting people to come out and be more physically active. 2, while we're running through these various neighborhoods, I wanted to capture the sights and sounds, so we start to introduce people on the other side of town to areas that 1, they either have never visited, or 2, aren't likely to visit. And 3, as we're going through and running all the streets, we want to stop by and interview the residents and hear from them and their points of view as to what the issues and the concerns are in their own immediate neighborhoods. All of this is going to start on May 5th, across the street over here at Alegria's. And that start date and location is not coincidence, and it's not by chance. There's a deep meaning behind that, and we're hoping to capture what that deep meaning is in our documentary. I believe that one person can change the world, but I believe that the person that does first needs to embody all the qualities that they want to see in their children, their family, their neighbors, their community, and so on. And in order for that person to embody those qualities, they must first have conscious awareness. Because with conscious awareness, you are going to be able to see what it is that you're facing, and also to see what you're facing it with. True power is having that level of awareness. And as Voltaire said, great power comes with great responsibility. So I not only feel I am responsible to carry this out, but I feel that it is our collective responsibility to take what we have learned and to leave this world a better place than how we found it.
And so in conclusion, I'm just one regular person that's heard one too many complaints, not only from others, but from myself as well. So, I decided to make that simple choice to take that one small step towards me, my community, and my dreams. And it may sound way more difficult than it actually is. Really just starts with you. It's as easy as just taking that one small step. Thank you.
Thank you.
And any questions? Anybody have any?